The Love Circle's mission is to create a space that promotes holistic healing by spreading wisdom. In our circle, we believe that there is freedom in knowing your purpose, and to heal our community, we start by healing ourselves, building relationships, and sharing wisdom. The Love Circle's mission is to create a space that promotes holistic healing by spreading wisdom.
You really go through your healing journey, that's their pain.
Yeah.
To say to you about how you look or how you're supposed to dress or how you're supposed to wear your hair, that is somebody else's pain to say that.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think around 25 is when I realized, like, I can release anybody's opinion about me, anybody's thoughts. Like, if I don't say it and I don't feel it and I don't know it in my being, then it's not true.
Right.
Like, because I dealt with my ex for so long because I felt like I couldn't acquire better. Like, he was the only person that stayed. Even though we were never consistently together, he was the only person that actually wanted to be like me, wanted to be around me, wanted to date me. Even though he didn't show that, I felt like, dang, he really loved me. Even though he doing his own thing, he loved me. And once I realized I loved myself more, and I started dating myself and understanding, like, yeah, this is not what you deserve. You deserve way more than that. You know your value. You know your worth. And if it requires this much sacrifice, you can do it on your own.
Yeah. And when you say that, I think of so many women that are afraid to face that part of this alone, because think about so many people that stay in those toxic relationships because they don't want to be alone. And really, is being alone is being able to hear yourself finally. And a are so
they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear themselves, because I think it's because we, for so many years, other people's voices have overpowered ours. So now we don't understand or know our own voice. So when we hear something that is us, it sounds like that negativity that your mom or your friend or your ex said. It doesn't sound like, oh, Stephanie is beautiful. Stephanie can wear this because Stephanie wants to. Like, I remember one time, I'm thinking that I dressed up so beautiful. I thought, like, your girl thought she was popping, and my ex and his mom wanted to go downtown or something. And the whole time they were talking about how I didn't look as presentable as I thought I did. So I'm like, dang, man. And then they were talking about how I wasn't keeping up with them. I wasn't super overweight. I was probably like maybe 50 pounds more than what I weigh now. But they were talking about how I wasn't keeping up with them. And my ex, when I say he would get out the car, and as soon as he get out the car, I'm thinking I'm about to get out the car and we walk together. No, he already at the door. That's how fast he used to walk. So I used to always have to chase him to keep up with him. So it was like, yeah, you don't need those type of voices. And once I realized those voices that I constantly hear, like, I don't know if it was a reoccurring dream or if it was just something that I told myself over the years. But I remember sitting in a classroom. I can't remember how old I was, but I just remember a teacher standing over me saying, "You're dumb, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're dumb." And that voice played in my head for years, until the day that I graduated college. Like, once I finally graduated college, that was like, dang, I'm not dumb. I'm not stupid. I was able to obtain a degree. Like, it took me a while to get the degree, don't get me wrong. But, like, that voice can't be telling the truth about me.
Right.
It can't be.
Right. Wow. Yeah. That word thing plays so much in the healing journey, especially it's somebody else's pain to say that about you or me or anybody. But then it gets to a point where it's like, when you're in your healing journey, because people are going to say what they say. Unfortunately, there are people that just don't deal with themselves and they feel better by making somebody else feel bad. That is crazy to me. But the point where you realize, child, please. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know, part of me was trying to understand that when I first started doing this, because like I remember when I first opened up my social media to accept new friend requests, because at first it was just people that I knew, that I went to college, that I grew up with. But once I realized like I wanted to take this seriously, and that meant that I had to like actually accept people that I don't know, and the influx of dudes that were in my DM, and it was all sexual, and that made me feel some type of way. And then the negative comments from people that don't understand that I'm a Black woman and I'm gonna stand 100% 10 toes down on what I believe in. So you get the negative comments about, oh, well, that's not true, you're not beautiful, you need to change this, and this. Like, I feel like my childhood prepared me somewhat for that stuff, but because it's a different phase in my life, it was like it hit differently. Like, I know people say negative stuff. I know that there are people that are unhappy with their lives, which is why they sit all day and just comment on people's stuff or figure out, oh, how can I ruin somebody else's day? I know that there are some people out there like that. And it's like, you have to get past the fact that people are going to be people. Just like we said before, everybody's on their own journey, whether they're actually operating in their purpose and working on themselves on this journey, or they just on the journey and they just show up every day, whatever happens. Like, everybody's doing their journey.
Yeah.
So don't take everything personally.
Yeah. That was big for me. But it's like when you finally get to that point, especially with don't take things personal, and a great book that helped me through that was The Four Agreements. Did you read that book?
Yes.
That was good. That helped me through that. I'm just like, you know what? It sounds so simple, but it was so hard before you grasp the understanding of that, because you got to live your life. You have to
do.
And that it's just, people are going to be people, and you can't control that, but you can control how you feel about yourself. And that's the most important thing, because those words and those negative comments, it's going to bounce right off of you when you
Yeah, definitely. You have to build up that barrier, that wall, create those boundaries. Like, yeah, you can say what you want to say, but am I going to let it affect me? Am I going to let it penetrate my aura, penetrate my mind to where I start believing what you're saying? It's not worth it, because you'll never be able to walk a day in my shoes.
Exactly.
You will never. That's what I had to start telling myself. Like, yeah, we're on our own journey, but your journey may be different from mine, but I know you can't walk a day in my shoes.
Right.
I know that there are people, half of the stuff that I haven't even talked about, I know people would fold under pressure.
Exactly.
At the thought of even dealing with it.
Yeah.
So is your opinion really that important?
Right.
All of this stuff made me who I am.
It is. And you know what? Sometimes, because I know a lot of people, I don't always have this mentality, but sometimes people just like, oh, just ignore those people. Sometimes, no, you got to put somebody in their place. And that is
definitely.
Like, you don't have to say, if they say something mean to you like this, or you don't have to give them that same energy back. I am going to operate in self-love and put you in your place and let you know it's not the one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And people think because you healing that you're healed. Oh, no, baby. Because I still fight. Okay. I haven't in a while, but I know how to get down if I need to. So please don't come over here thinking that it's sweet.
Okay, because that's what people think. Like, oh, she's all love and light.
Yeah.
Not every situation deserves of love and light. I'm gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Yes. Listen, I try not to take it there. And then I think that's the beauty of chaos, because or like people knowing who they are after they've experienced that chaos in their life. Because in this state right now, I might be able to talk to you calmly and get you together without hurting your feelings. Oh, but baby, Symphony ain't always been the one to just talk you through a situation because I can definitely read you, get your life together.
Yes.
Cussing or not cussing. Mm-hmm. And I have been there where I had to get people together numerous amounts of time. But then I realized, like, I'm putting out too much energy. You don't deserve that.
Right.
You do not deserve any of this energy.
Right.
I'm about to continue to invest in your negativity just because you want to be angry.
Exactly. And then you, after a while, you be like, oh Lord, I'm so drained.
Yeah, like, why did I let them get me to that point?
Yeah. Yes. That is true.
That's the real question. Like, we give people so much freedom. She is teasing. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
But we give people so much freedom in our lives, and then we end up saying, oh, I let you get me to this point. No. You allowed yourself to get to that point. You allowed yourself to listen to the negativity and to being what's wrong? No. You want to talk to Daniel?
I thought to say
hi. But yeah, like, going back to why you got started and how it has helped you and impacted you over the years, like, what has that journey really been like? I know we touched on it a little bit, but
yeah, if I could be honest, it can sometimes be a roller coaster. It can be days where I am soaring, I am feeling my highest, and I feel so good. I'm doing all of the rituals, I'm doing all the self-care, I'm consistently writing in my journals. And then I have moments where, you know, something in my past might flash, right? Yeah. And it can sometimes take me to a place where I'm like sitting in it, but I've learned I have to sit in it for a bit because now I got the tools to get through it. Yeah. You know, so a lot of people think that you're doing shadow work in your healing journey, that there's a finish line. Yeah. It's not. You're going to consistently be working on yourself, but I will say the tools to get through it be so much easier. So you don't have to sit in it. Yeah. You know?
The last episode that I did with Queen Day, she talked about how we think that we get over stuff and we've gotten over it emotionally, but we never dealt with it physically or mentally or vice versa. And it really made me understand, like, or put stuff in perspective, that because I used to get mad, like, I know I did this before. I know that I done passed this. And then I realized, like, sometimes I didn't feel through it. Right. I might have figured my way out of it mentally. I strategized and did all of the things, but I didn't feel any of those feelings. Like, I wasn't angry, or I didn't cry, or whatever the emotion was called for in that moment. I just was like, okay, this is the issue. Let me get through it.
Yes.
So I realized, like, after she said that it makes a lot of sense why a lot of that stuff resurfaces. Sometimes it's to make sure that you've reached the point that you need to, but sometimes it resurfaces because you haven't dealt with it in all areas.
The test.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I recently had a situation. I forgot that me, and I just like, oh shit, I'm crying. I'm like, what is this? Yeah. Not deal with it. And it was actually like, I'm like thinking, like, I really forgot this hurt my feelings years ago as a teen. Yeah. But you know what? I feel like you have to deal with it. You can't go to your journal right away. You know what I mean? Sit there and just cry and scream. I've had so many moments when I had to scream in my pillow.
Yeah.
But you have to sit and deal with it. That's why I said sometimes it can be a roller coaster, but I've got tools now to get through this. And sometimes that might be for me to scream and cry, and that's okay.
Sometimes that's all it is. Yep. Sometimes I don't have all the answers. I can't get all the books. I can't reach out to my coach or therapist or something, like I have to use what I know, what's within.
Yep. You do. You really do. And it's just, it gets better on the dealing with it part, you know, because like I said, people just think, you know, I'm not going to ever cry about the situation again. You might.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Yeah. It's okay to do that.
But I think if we look at it as like, dang, I'm crying over this same situation, but for a different reason, I think that makes it better. That makes it like you can understand it a little bit better. As opposed to beating yourself up because, man, I know I passed this. No, sometimes it's okay that you're not past it yet.
Yep.
Sometimes it's okay that you gotta cry about it again, or you gotta scream. It's okay.
And then it's like people have to understand. Number one, it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. It's okay if you just have to, I hate to use the word depression, but it's okay. It's okay if you have to sit in that maybe even for a whole day.
Yeah.
You got to through it the best way that you can. You know, somebody else's way of getting through something might not be your way. And that's okay. That's why it's so important to define self-love and self-care on your own, because everybody wants to be different.
Yeah. I have a friend that he told me years ago, give yourself a day to feel the emotion, whether it's anger, sad, whatever you are feeling. Get that emotion out, give it time. And then after that one day, then you have to come up with a game plan. Figure it out. Like, what is your next step? How are you going to get past this or heal through this? And that has helped me so much in my journey. It has helped me understand, like, it's okay to cry. And you might cry throughout the whole journey. But hey, are you showing up? Are you doing what you need to do? Are you feeling like me crying is contributing to my success on this journey? Or do you feel like me crying is depleting? And Sably, please, baby.
Oh.
But like you really have to wake up every day and choose differently.
Yes. Yes, that is true.
Yeah.
Journey. The kids are starting to wake up.
Yeah. I guess this could be one of our last few questions then. What do you consider self-care? What does self-care look like for you?
What does it look like for me? Anything that makes me feel, I know happy is such a, a common word.
But I get it though.
It really is that. Yeah. What makes me feel good? Is it, doing the maintenance thing of getting my hair and nails done or getting a massage? Or is it me, having my kids go with my mom for the weekend and I'm just sitting in the house walking around naked? It's feeling my highest self.
Yeah.
And, like I said, there's times where I didn't know to feel that. And now in it, oh my God, I'm never leaving this place.
Yeah. That's why I always say create a space worthy of your creations. And that means the home, that means the job, that means the relationship, that means whatever self-care practices that you choose to implement in your life. Is it filling you? Yes. Is it making you whole? Is it completing you? Is it contributing in some kind of way that makes this space so peaceful that when I come home, I don't feel like anything that happens outside matters. When I'm in this relationship, I feel so secure and so loved that I don't feel like anything outside of this relationship. And that means relationship as far as friendship, marriage, family. I feel so secure in this relationship that I have so much peace that I don't have to worry about anything else. This job gives me so much peace and security that I don't mind coming in here to work. I don't mind sacrificing a little bit of my time to do this because it doesn't feel like a sacrifice. Create a space worthy of your creation.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I like that, girl.
You do it.
is so true.
Yeah, it really is, man. And I feel like I think I had to, because I feel like I'm a practical person, so I have to make things make sense to me. I'm making an investment every single day. Is it a positive investment because energy is currency? Am I making a positive investment, or if I'm making a negative withdrawal? Am I my account overdrafted? What's going on? Like, I think we all have banks. So it just makes a lot of sense that if I equate my energy to me depositing a check in the bank, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I really want to deposit a lot more than I'm taking out. Of course, we all want to see the zeros.
Yeah. That is true. And another thing I wanted to leave off, because I think social media first of all, I am proud. If anything that is trending, I am proud that healing and self-care is trending.
Definitely.
But like you said, it's becoming, sometimes it's becoming like it's got to be expensive. But people, stuff that you can use is already in your home most of the time. You know what I mean? Even if it's just taking a piece of paper or writing out your feelings or drawing. I know something that I wanted to try out is painting. I don't know how to paint, but I'm going to paint something that I feel is beautiful.
Listen, when I tell you, I started painting. So first, for years, I thought that I was not artistic at all. And I started working at elementary school, and come to find out, one of my cousins was the art teacher. So I would always go to the class with my kids, and she would always be drawing. And I'm like, dang, man, I want to try to draw. So I start trying to draw, and I actually was pretty good. So I was like, hey, maybe let me try to paint, because I have a lot of artist friends and a lot of them paint. So I was like, well, let me try to paint something. And then I started painting, and I was like, girl, you can paint, you can draw. Yes. So I definitely think that's a good release. Like, even because I feel like art is subjective. And nobody can tell you what your art is supposed to be and how it's supposed to look, how it's supposed to feel, any of that thing. So if you feel like your new outlet is painting, do it.
Yes.
Do it, because it's so therapeutic. Even to go back, like, I've always said that I wanted my house to look like an art gallery. And I'm getting closer and closer to that, and I love that, because I can just sit around my house and look at different pieces. And I'm like, dang, like, I have a painting right here that says light, give, joy, peace, create, space, love, happy, freedom. And then I have another painting over here that's just an island. The island of me.
Okay.
Like, learning myself, understanding that I have to stand alone to stand amongst millions, billions. Like, so paint, please do.
Yeah, I definitely want to try. My daughter loves doing it. I'm just like, I've had so many different, outlets that has been helpful for me, but it's nothing wrong with trying something new. Like you said, your own creativity, it is really your own expression of yourself. And nobody can tell you that, oh, it's not supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like this to me, you know?
Exactly. And I feel like in different stages of your healing, you require different things. This month or this year, in this stage of your journey, it might be painting. It might have been teas before. It might have been herbal baths before that. It might have been reading books. It might have been journaling. It's not always going to be the same. And it's not wrong to say that this time I want to start painting or I want to start drawing. It's who am I to tell you, girl, you ain't no artist. You better not start painting. You better not start drawing. Like, who am I? Who is anybody to tell you that that's wrong for your self-care journey?
Right. I'm telling you, it's self-love and self-care. They are like a beautiful couple together.
Yeah, they really are.
Without each other, it just doesn't balance. You know what I mean? Because in order to really start your self-care journey, you got to self-love yourself. And in your self-care, you loving yourself too. You know what I mean? So it's like have an equal balance, and it's been beautiful. It has really, truly been beautiful. And I just think about the times where I didn't even know what this word was. And I'm thinking about the women that I was raised with. And I'm just thinking about, had they taken this route or knew that taking this route, there would be so many things that, so many things that they could have overcome and been happy and at peace with themselves. But like I said, not everybody is chosen to understand this, the assignment of self-love, you know? Yeah.
What is one thing that you would like anybody that comes across your story, what would you like them to get from your message?
I would like for them to stand in their power. And honestly, that is something that you have to define for yourself. For me, standing in my power was literally taking the route of being alone and shedding off so much of the dead weight that was holding me down, letting people go, cutting people off, and discovering new things about myself. I was standing in my power to do that, to accept myself, to love myself, to look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful with my stretch marks and my stretched skin, from having kids. So it's like, if anything, I want someone to learn is to stand in the power, and you have to define that for yourself. What does standing in your power mean to you? Facing yourself internally and externally. What does that mean?
Yeah. I love that. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Me too. I feel like I was so nervous.
Why? And see, that's why I try to I want it to be just like us chilling.
It is.
Because it's not an interview.
Right.
I'm amongst friends. You're amongst your friends. Like, be yourself, relax, enjoy it. So that's the last. I'm not a people person. Well, I'm learning.
Yes.
But I'm also not big on public speaking, even though that's my calling.
Right.
And I'm more of the background person. I will do all the writing. I'll hold the camera. I'll hold the lighting. I'm definitely the background person. But my journey is to be in the forefront. So I know how it makes me feel to be just put on the spot. And I never want anybody else to feel like that. So I want it to be as comfortable as possible for you to be you.
Yes.
As much as you as possible.
And it was just like in the beginning, I was just like, oh, yeah. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
But great conversation. I feel like, girl, you sitting on my couch still.
And see, that's what I love about this. Because it brings you, it's not that it's not, unpersonal is not a word, but that's the word that's coming to my mind. Like, it's more personable. Like, you feel like, dang, this my sister. We sitting here, we just having a casual conversation. And that's always the goal.
Yes.
But this has been another dope. Thank you.
Yes.
This has been another dope episode of the Love Circle podcast. Thank you so much, Danielle, for everything that you're doing for our wombs, for the mothers out here, for just spreading knowledge and healing and continuing to heal on your journey and showing us what that looks like. Thank you for your vulnerability. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for taking us on this journey with us. Come on, with you.
Yes. So much for having me. I'm just like, wow, this is truly the beginning, and this is only going to grow because this is what's needed. The Love Podcast is what's so much for having me.
You're welcome, love. This has been another dope episode of the Love Circle. Please drink your tea, drink your water, drink your coffee, be out in nature. My baby needs something for her gums. Y'all send her something for her gums. But I hope y'all have an awesome day filled with love, light, and positivity. Continue to be your dope self.